They Dolomite, turn to a million, then we all rich. That's just how I feel.
Be the last one out to get the dough.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Unbreakable Bonds. This is episode 4 out of 100. We are back. I am your host, Eric Cortez.
And I'm your co-host, Brian Cortez.
We are back.
Yep.
I wanted to start off by giving a little bit of motivation to everybody. I was thinking about this week. I was at work, and I was just slaving my life away, thinking about how I didn't want to be working.
Yeah, we've been working for the last 2 days.
Yeah, and I was working pretty late every day, from 7 in the morning to like 7, 8, 9-ish. I don't get back to like 9. And I was mowing lawns. Right now I'm working for another guy. But soon, hopefully, my stuff, it'll kick off and I'll be on my own. But I was mowing. I was like, man, like, I'm working for another guy right now. I should be doing that for myself. Like, I noticed every morning whenever I go to work with that guy, I wake up every day. I wake up usually 6 in the morning ish, and then I go into work every day, every single day. I go in, because at work you have to go in, right? Mm-hmm. You have to clock in, all that bull crap. So I go in, and every day I work my ass off. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, man, because sometimes on the weekends whenever I do my own kind of work, I don't want to do it. I'll like slack off. I'll wake up like at 7:30 and like And I was thinking about it. I was like, bro, like, if I go hard for this dude, why don't I do that for myself? I should be going hard for myself, and that's something that kind of pushed me to keep going towards the later in the week, And so here we are. Yesterday we had a good day's worth of work, successful day.
Yeah, long day.
Definitely a long day. But yeah, you just have to keep pushing. They say that all your goals and your dreams sound kind of crazy. They sound crazy to everybody else. Yeah. You tell somebody your dreams. Oh, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be like a billionaire. I want to have $1 million cars, Lamborghinis, whatever. They're gonna be like, you're crazy, bro. Like,
be realistic.
They're gonna be like, be realistic. That's kind of crazy. You're not, and they're gonna say that up until you make it. Mm-hmm. So they say you're crazy up until you make it. Yeah. Until you're successful, then they're like, holy shit, it's not crazy no more, right? Because you made it. And I hopefully soon we'll be out there. Yeah. I wanted to touch up on that story that I told about the dogs.
Oh yeah. Because of work on Saturday?
Yeah. So you guys might be think I'm bullshitting. Yep. But if you guys heard the last podcast, you guys heard that story about that pit bull that jumped this fence. Was trying to get towards us. So Saturday we went to work, me and Brian, and we were mowing this lady's house, and it's like we were mowing, and then I seen these dogs outside, and it was. It's dogs. It's dogs. I wasn't really thinking much of it. Mm-hmm. And I see like a whole bunch of people start running towards like this house close to the one we were mowing. Mm-hmm. And everybody's screaming. They're screaming. They're like, I just see people running. I see one guy grab a stick. He grabs a stick, and what I thought, I was like, bro, there's a dog attack. Yeah. Like, I literally thought that, and there was kids there.
Yeah, there was a dog just like walking around.
Yeah, and there was kids there, and Brian was there. He knows that I'm not lying, and there was kids. And the first thing that came to my mind was like, bro, like, this can't be happening, bro. Like, we literally just spoke about this on the podcast, and I just seen like this guy run with the stick, and he's like trying to hit the dog, and I thought the dog was attacking a kid or something, bro. Mm-hmm. I was like, my heart just dropped. I didn't know what to do. I was like. And then I thought about it. I was like, bro, this is destiny, bro. we literally talked about it. I have to go over there. And I just stopped. But then I seen that the dog was trying to attack like a cat or something. Mm-hmm. And so everybody was trying to, like, get it away.
Yeah, I remember coming out of that backyard. I had seen it again. Like, after you had told me, like, push me to the side, you were like, oh, I just saw that thought that the dog was trying to bite somebody. I went back to mowing, and when I glazed through the fence, I seen the dog running again after the cat. I was like, what the hell?
It was a black cat.
Yeah, it was a black cat.
And so we finished mowing that house that we were at. It was a corner lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were finishing, and I was going to go up to the lady's door and, like, you know, let her know we were done and all this. And then this other lady's walking down the street, and she's like, hey, do you want to come mow my yard? Go check out my backyard. She's like, my front yard doesn't need mowed. She's like, but the backyard needs some work. It hasn't been touched in a while. She's like, go look at it, see how much you charge. So I was like, all right, whatever. We went back there, and it was kind of overgrown. I kind of underpriced it, unfortunately, sometimes. You know, I was kind of under pressure. And I underpriced it, but regardless, we took it. She was like, yeah, go ahead. She's like, go ahead and mow it. So I was like, all right. And so we started mowing it. Out of nowhere, that same dog pulls up in the backyard. I guess that dog was their dog. It was that lady's dog.
At first, I was like, "Oh, this dog is really friendly. Like, it's a really cool dog. Like, cause it would just sit right next to me while I kept mowing." And like usually when dogs are like really hostile or like they're like they just seem like they're gonna bite you. You can tell and you're like, oh, like try not to get close to this dog. But the dog wasn't like that. It was like sitting, like it was just chilling, and walking around, like, and they had it like loosen up. The dog was going all over the neighborhood, and so I just thought it was like, oh, it's a really friendly dog. That wasn't the case, bro. Like as soon as I went to go put up the stuff, I started walking back on my phone, and the dog, like in a standing position, like looked at me, and then he got in like in a pose of like, oh, I'm gonna bite you. Yeah, he's gonna like. It started growling at me, and I was like, "What the fuck? No way."
Bro, yeah, cause we were mowing that yard, and my truck with the equipment was a little bit. It was kind of far, so I drove the truck closer to the house, and by the time I got to the backyard, I saw that dog. It was that same dog, and I actually took a picture of it. So I'll put up a picture so you guys can see the dog. Just so y'all won't say I'm lying, because I swear I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
We were mowing, and the dog was just standing there. I seen Brian, he was mowing, and the dog was just chilling, like if you're just hanging out with the dog and the dog just sitting there.
Yeah.
And so we finished, and I was weed eating, so I put up the weed eater, and as soon as I put it up and I was like walking around the yard again, that dog came up to me, and I don't know if he tried to bite my pants. He tried to like nibble at my pants, but he grabbed my leg.
Yeah.
And that shit hurt, bro. And I didn't know what to do. I was like, bro, what the hell?
Like he pinched you with his
feet. Like he kind of like, I'm not gonna say he bit me because it wasn't like super hard, but he like.
I mean, it could probably be considered biting, because like I know what you're talking about. He was trying to like grab my pants, and like I could feel his teeth like trying to reach for my skin. But since I was like wearing really baggy like jeans or like cargo pants.
The cargo pants.
Yeah, they were like kind of like thick from the pockets, and he wouldn't be able to reach my skin. And he was also trying to do the same with my jacket. I had my hands in my jacket, and he was biting through. He was trying to bite my hand through my jacket, so like I wasn't really feeling much. But like you could tell he was trying to bite.
Yeah, he bit me like I don't know. I think he tried to grab my pants, but his teeth, they grabbed my leg, and I was like, bro, what the bro. I kind of just stood there, and like
I mean, you freeze.
Like I stood there, and like the dog stood there too. He was just staring at me, and it's not like he was just. Like, he would do it whenever you would start walking away.
Mm-hmm.
He would kind of, like, come at you, right? And so I just stood there, and I was like, Brian. I was like, where you at? And the dog was just standing there. And as soon as I tried to walk away again, he came towards me. So, like, I kind of stepped back towards him, and he'd back up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a pretty big dog. Like, you'll see in the picture, like, the dog
it's a decent-sized dog.
It's a pretty big dog. And so I was like, whatever. I ended up making it to the truck, and then I seen Brian come out. He was, like, by the side of the driveway, and the dog kept trying to bite Brian's pants. I was just sitting there laughing, bro.
I was like, that's fucked up, bro. This dog is gonna get an ass whooping.
Yeah, but no, that was crazy as hell. Like the fact that we had just talked about like dog attacks, and then that stuff happens. Like it's crazy to me, bro. I was like,
yeah, and in those situations, like if a dog ever is to like bite you, I was thinking that too. I was like, if this dog bites me, I'll probably think in my head, dang, I don't want to hurt the dog because of the owners. But if you're in that situation, the dog doesn't matter anymore. You got bit, and you should like try and like defend yourself.
Yeah, I mean, because the lady of the house, she was there, but she was inside, and her son did see that the dog was like messing with us, so he came out and he was like, "Yo," he was like, you know,
his name was like Gordo.
Yeah, the dog's name was Gordo, and he's like, "Hey, Gordo, stop!" He's like, you know, he's trying to get it to calm down, but man, that dog didn't give a damn. That dog was wild, like, and you know, he was one of those like street dogs. Motherfucker had a scar on his back and stuff.
Oh yeah, he had a big ass scar.
Yeah, he had a big scar. Like if you know he'd been through some things, you know.
I mean, bro, the hood dog.
Yeah, and that was crazy. And then I got humbled, bro. I got humbled by that old lady.
Oh yeah, we had a client.
Bro, our client, bro, she was kind of like, I don't know, she was on our head. I don't think I've ever been humbled like that, bro. She was honest.
It's also because, like, I feel like as an elderly person, they don't really kind of, like, understand. As in, like, we weren't even finished. Like,
okay, so this is what happened. That house that we were mowing at, it's this older ladies, and I feel like older people, bro, they don't give a damn. They'll let you know what they're thinking.
it's fucked up.
Yeah, it's fucked up, but they'll let you know. And we were mowing. Brian was mowing, and we mow 3 houses there in that area, and they're all right next to each other. So we finished one house, and I still had a weed eat the house. So I told Brian, go ahead, hit that house. It was a corner lot. It was like on the corner, and so corner lots are pretty big.
Yeah, you charge more for those.
Yeah,
for
so,
like side houses.
Yeah, so I told Brian, I was like, go ahead and go start it while I finish weed eating. I'll blow here. It'll be finished, and then I'll go start helping you mow. Or if you're already almost done, I'll just start weed eating.
Yeah. And
so Brian had already mowed most of it. He was like just the backyard left.
Yeah, and the thing is that I had already finished mowing, but I had thought to myself, oh wow, this is like, it's still kind of tall, so I'm gonna go down a little bit more. And by the time I was done halfway through the lawn, she had came outside and told me to go even lower, so I had gone over it 3 times.
Yeah, that was not even the problem. Like, cool,
yeah.
like the lady wanted it lower.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Whatever. Yeah.
So, but the problem was that like Brian was almost done towards the backyard. He was like finishing up.
Yeah.
And so I was barely weed eating the outside, edging it and stuff. And I was trying to finish the outside, the whole outside, because there's a sidewalk. And I was trying to finish it so he could start blowing whenever like I was done. He could start blowing and leave it clean. I'll just go towards the inside, do the little front area, and then the backyard. And so I did all that. I did the front yard by the sidewalk and all the curb and stuff. And so I started working my way inside. And the lady comes out. And she walked up to me, and it's this elder lady. She's walking with a cane. She asked me. She's like, "Do you guys know how to mow?" And I mean, I was like, "Yeah, like of course. I got a lawn care company." She said, "No, you don't."
Damn.
She's like, "It looks like a mess."
Yeah.
She's like, I don't like this. This is not how I like my house to look. And I didn't know what to tell her, bro. Like, I was like, bro, what? Like,
damn.
I was like, damn. She was like, it looks really tall around the edges. I was like, that's the lowest that our machine can mow, you know?
Yeah, I had gone to the lowest setting that we could cut it at.
Yeah, and I mean, I didn't know what she meant. And she was like, you guys don't know how to mow. And like, of course, I didn't want to be disrespectful, but I didn't know what to say. I was like, what? And then she took me around. She's like, here, I'll show you. And she started showing me like all the edges that wasn't weed eated, of course, because I was just starting. And like she was just going off, like basically telling us that we do like messy work and we didn't know how to do this and that. And I was of course I wasn't gonna be disrespectful, so I didn't say much. I was like, whatever. I was just letting her go off and stuff. And so she was like talking all that smack.
Yeah, like she had told me, she was like, you see those houses across the yard, across the street? Yeah, you see how ugly it is? I'm the only one that bothers to take care of this whole street. I was like, damn.
And they still looked ugly, bro.
Yeah, they still look. That's crazy.
Nah, but yeah, and then I mean, after that, I told her, I was like, it looks like that because I was like, we're not done yet. You know, he's done mowing, but I still need to go around with the weeder. And she was just like, oh, okay. She was telling me how she's a country girl and she knows how to do this work and all this. And I was like, oh, like whatever, you know. And so at the end, we kind of like cleaned it up and made it look good. And then she ended up paying us even more than what we charged her.
Yeah.
She said it looked good, so, you know. But I don't think I had ever been humbled like that, bro. That was kind of crazy, no lie.
Yeah,
I didn't know what to tell her, bro. I was like,
damn, okay, thank you.
I was like, yeah, I didn't want to be disrespectful. But, you know, you got to always make sure your work is quality work.
Yeah.
Like, even if it takes you a little bit extra work.
Yeah, I feel like because of that, we were, like, going in a little bit more in the detail.
Yeah, I feel like after that, I did take a little bit my time a little more because like I didn't want her to say anything else. But usually we always leave like good work. It's like really good work.
Yeah, like really, yeah.
I try to focus on being very detailed, and that goes into everything you do. Like whether it's car detailing or like anything like that. I feel like you have to pay very close attention to all the detail. That's what's gonna get your clientele up and the word out that your business is a good business, and that's what I've been trying to do. But that was kind of crazy, no lie.
It comes back to like the detailing part where there's you can find something to do, but there's always gonna be like competition, and the only thing that sets you apart from that competition is whether you're actually like a really really like good source to get that stuff from. As in like if you cut yard to Haduki and stuff, they'll get someone else for the same price that'll cut them for better.
Bro, I feel like you just have to be good at the things you do. I have a question for Brian right here. I want to know what you think about reincarnation.
Well, that's crazy. I'm watching a show about it right now.
For real?
An anime show about reincarnation. It's called The Day I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. And it's a guy that gets stabbed. He gets stabbed, and while he's dying, he starts thinking to himself like in his head.
It's an anime.
Yeah,
okay.
An anime. He starts thinking about everything wrong. Like damn, why am I feeling this heat? Because like he was bleeding out and he was started feeling like really hot pain. He was like, oh, why am I feeling this heat? And everything that he was like saying was manifesting into his next life for reincarnation. And he was like, oh, I'm feeling really really hot. And he started becoming heat resistant. And he started feeling really really cold. And he started becoming resistant to all these things for his next life for when he reincarnated. And he comes back as a slime, something that's literally resistant to everything. Yeah. So he's like almost immortal.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I was asking you about that because I was listening to a podcast the other day where it's like this doctor, and I don't know how it came to be, but he talks about like reincarnation, how he believes that like reincarnation is real, right?
Yeah.
And I don't mean like in the way where you die and then you become something else, but in the way that like basically you are your ancestors in a way, like
yeah,
because like so you get half of the genes from your parents, right?
Yeah.
Your mom or your dad, and they got half of the genes from their parents,
yeah,
right? And they get it
just
goes on.
Yeah.
So basically, from all of the ancestors you've ever had, like your great grandparents and their parents and their parents and their parents, you have like their genes, like of every single ancestor that you've had, and eventually down the line you will have like the same genes that one of your grandparents has had, like
like something you'll carry the blood of
like the exact genes that like that one of them has had. So like you're basically
like
that you're like that ancestor that had those genes. You're basically like him in a new life. And and he was talking about that, and that made me like really think about it.
That's crazy.
Because lately I've been really like thinking about my ancestors. Because how our last name is Cortez, and I've looked into it. That's from Spanish origin.
Yeah, like isn't it Aztec?
Yeah, Aztec and origin, Aztec and Spanish origins. Because the Spaniards, they came to Mexico and they conquered and stuff.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And the places that they conquered were like, I forgot where, but basically that's where my dad was from.
Yeah, Veracruz.
Yeah, and they
shout out Veracruz.
Shout out. We're gonna go visit, but they conquered those areas, and it makes me think like the fact that like our ancestors were them. You know, like so far down the line. Those were our ancestors.
Our ancestors were like to even have to like be part of that, because they were to have obviously have to survive for us to like be all the way down.
Of course, the ones that survived are the ones that passed down, like the
genes and all that. Genes. Yeah,
and now we are here, bro.
Hey, that's crazy, huh?
Like they were out there killing each other.
Which you saying that remind me of, I don't know where I heard this, but it's matter can't be created nor destroyed.
Yeah, that's deep.
So like, so before we were even here, how do you put that? Before you were even born, you were already here on this planet. And after you die, you'll still be here. Even after your bones dissolve and turn into nothing over like a couple 100,000 years maybe, you'll still be here.
You turn into like, basically dust. Like, but you're still here.
Yeah, you're still here.
And,
it's crazy.
And that, I mean, like, think about it. Like, they say that matter can't be created or destroyed, right?
Yeah.
So you die, you get buried, and you decompose, right?
Mm-hmm.
You decompose, you go back into the ground. Where does your soul go? Like,
that's crazy.
Like, your soul it has to go somewhere.
They go 6 feet under.
Like, your consciousness, it has to go. What is it? You know,
yeah,
like, it has to be
straight darkness. It can't be straight dark. You think it'll be straight darkness?
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of times I thought about it. Like, what is it to be like when you die? Like,
yeah, because before you're born, obviously you were already here before you were born. You can't just be created. Your matter, like you as a person, can't be created out of nowhere. Like, even though we're inside your mother, like all that. Like, where does that come from? So you obviously didn't know X amount of years before you were born, and you won't know what's after. So it's kind of crazy.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's just crazy. Like, life in general is just like crazy. You literally come from
nothing.
Like,
you also leave with nothing.
And the fact that you're alive, they say it's like a miracle that you're alive.
Yeah.
Like, out of all the people that are being born, were born, and will be born, like, you being alive is still like, it's like one of the lowest possibilities ever.
Yeah.
And you're still here. You know,
yeah,
like,
we said that. I think we said that in like the second podcast.
Yeah, and that to me, that's crazy, bro. Like,
yeah, like how there's been 100 billion humans that lived on Earth. 100 billion, that's insane. And there'll be like a even more crazy infinite number that won't ever exist.
What, people being born?
Yeah, there's like an insane number of people that will never exist on this planet.
I feel like that's why you just have to enjoy being here, bro. Like,
yeah,
like you just gotta enjoy.
Like if you were to put like the time of Earth being around in the universe to the time that the whole universe has been alive, it'll have like passed in like a second, like a couple seconds.
Oh yeah, they say that like from the time that the Earth was created to like now, which is like millions and millions of years. For the Earth, that's still like
a couple of seconds.
Like, just like if it was like a couple seconds, like a blink of an eye. Like a blink of an eye. It's like time in that regard. It's like so crazy because it's like so slow and stuff like that.
So our lives are like flashing by compared to the universe.
Yeah, so you gotta enjoy being here, being with your family, being with your kids. You know, that's one of the things I think about a lot, and I think about that a lot because, like, of course, everybody's on the journey to try to become successful,
or like find or pursue a purpose.
Yeah, and well, for me, it's becoming successful, financially stable, and stuff like that. And I always hear people talk about you having to sacrifice something, having to sacrifice like time. Or what? Yeah, time. Like,
sacrificing something.
For me, it's time. Like with my kids and stuff like that, because they say, I see a lot of people say that like, oh, don't sacrifice your time with your kids, chasing money, right?
Yeah.
And I think about that a lot because I think about it. I'm like, damn, like if I'm grinding and chasing the money, you know, I am gonna lose that time with my kids. You know? But then I stop and think about it. Like, I feel like, to me at least, that's something that I'm gonna have to sacrifice, or I'm not gonna make it up there. You know, like because think about it. Like, my parents, they're not broke, but they're not like
financially up there.
Yeah, they're not like up there, you know, but they're not broke. You know, they made it and they're in a good spot.
Yeah.
But imagine if, say, my dad, right? He would have started his a company whenever he got here, and he would have sacrificed a lot of the time, like our time, you know, like as a dad, he would have sacrificed it. Which fortunately for us, he didn't. You know, he was always there and stuff. But say he would have, right? We would be good.
Yeah.
Like me and you.
Good.
Most
for
likely, we
our lives. Yeah.
yeah, we would be good, or at least in a good spot.
Mhm.
You know, I see a lot of other people, their parents, you know, they did that, and they're in good spots. You know,
Mhm.
and we're in a good spot too right now, but you know, we would have been in a better spot. And I feel like you either have to do that,
Mhm.
or you're gonna spend time with your kids and all that, and most likely stay in the same spot forever, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I think about that, and I feel like, to me, I feel like I'm willing to at least try to give up, sacrifice a little bit of time, so my kids, when they grow up, they'll be set. You know, they won't have to worry about, damn, like, I have to work, or, like, they'll be in a good spot where I can help them create their own stuff, and you know,
and create more time they'll have.
Yeah, and they'll, you know, because the way I think about it right now, I'm gonna grind, make it, and then I'm gonna have time for my kids, you know?
Yeah, the reality, the goal is, it's not financial success, but it's to be able to be successful in time.
Yeah, like, have time.
Yeah.
Have time without having to worry about money.
Yeah, you basically don't work to become rich. You become, well, yeah, in a way you basically work to become rich in time.
Yeah, like, you basically, how do we explain it? To be able to be free without having to worry about money, because that's literally the only thing that, like, that matters, is being able to eat and have, like, a place, like a shelter, and after that, just being free with your kids, your family, and stuff like that. And at least for me, I'm a very family oriented person. Like, I like being around my family a lot.
Oh yeah. I feel like that's how we both are.
Yeah, I feel like, just like, I like chilling with my parents.
Some of my friends will try and hang out, and I'll be like, oh, I can't with the fam, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like, and I notice there's a lot of people that are not like that. Like, you know, they just don't like to, or whatever. You know?
They just
But for me, I feel like that's one of the things that, like, I think about a lot. Like, my family. Like, I want to be able to help my parents out. Yeah. And I want to be able to make it and help my parents out. So, you know, pay it backwards and stuff like that. And that's something that, to me, is very important. And I feel like, bro, once I make it, that's literally all I'm just chasing to be able to make it, you know? Yes,
to basically just buy the time you want back.
But I mean, they do say, like, while you're grinding, enjoy the journey. They say that's the best part of the process. Because I was watching this video, and this guy was talking about how, like, he details cars and stuff, and he said, like, the best feelings were always the first. They're always, like, whenever he was first starting, or he was charging, like, the first time he made like $600 from like a detail job. The first time he made $600-700, he was like, shit, like, bro, that's a lot of money. He was, like, excited because, you know, he didn't have much. Yeah. And he was saying, like, now, you know, he's thankful for the business and stuff. And now it's just not the same thing. Like, now it's just regular to him. Like, he'll make $2,000, $4,000 in the detail job,
and it won't really matter.
And it's just, to him, it's just another check. Like, yeah, he, of course, you know, he's thankful for the work and and the money and the work and stuff, but it's just another transaction, you know. He's paid $2K, gets the job done, that's it. Damn. He said the best times were the first, whenever he was barely making that money.
Yeah, and I feel like this is like part of the process for us right now. Like everything, like having to struggle to, like, even find time to do this.
The grind, yeah.
Yeah, the grind. It's kind of crazy.
And that's what they say. Like, you look back, and you're like, damn. Like, I struggled to get where I am. Because they say it's not the same to be...
Yeah, that's why they always say, like, a man born into heritage is always depressed. Because they never had, like, a goal in life. They always had everything. And as in, basically, to live, like, life with a purpose, it's all about time, because everybody knows you're gonna die. Like, there's nothing holding you to this place, and if everybody was infinite with time, they would never try and pursue anything in life.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the beautiful things of life, as they say that you know your time is limited. You know, you're gonna die, so you have to do it, and you have to make sure you make something out of yourself. Like, I'm pretty sure you've heard it when...
I'm gonna take off this jacket.
When David Goggins has talked about, like, the thing that motivates him is, like, thinking about himself on his
deathbed. Oh, yeah.
And all the versions of him are sitting around.
No, Cause I've heard him say yeah, his greatest fear is being, it's time, it's judgment time, when God tells him like, okay, like, you know, he'll call in the people, he'll be like David Goggins, come up, and he'll go up there and he'll say it'll be like a big board, like on the whatever, right? He'll imagine like a big board, and like it'll show like his stats of like his life.
Yeah.
Like David Goggins, like 180 pounds, and financially free, like a bunch of things, motivational speaker.
Yeah.
And then his greatest fear was that God would be like, or he would be like, damn, that's not me. And God would tell him like, that's who you should have been. Like,
sheesh,
yeah,
that's
like,
deep, bro. That's crazy. Yeah, and I think about I deadass think about that often. Like there'll be times I'm just sitting there. It's usually at work. When I'm working, I'm mowing, and I'll have all that shit run into my mind. Like often, you know. Like,
yeah.
I'm always thinking about like, damn, like if I don't say I were to die, like
right now,
would I be happy with like what I did, what I've done so far? And right now I would say yeah, because as of now, I know I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying, you know, I'm working, I'm trying to start my own business, which, you know, it's going.
Yeah, which most people don't even get to, like.
And
do.
I'm trying to start a podcast, which I started, but now we just gotta keep it going. But I'm trying, you know, so like, if I were like you said, like, you know, if I would be confronted by God and he'd be like, look,
read this.
Read this. Are you happy with that? I'd be like, yeah, because, you know, I was striving for, you know, being great. It's not like I was just slacking, because I mean, I do slack. Everybody does.
Yeah, I feel like trying. That's my my greatest weakness is like what is it called? Like procrastination.
Everybody. Procrastination is one of the hardest things. And they say comfort, bro. Comfort is a killer, bro. I think.
Yeah.
But I feel like you have to give credit where it's due. You have to give credit to everybody that's trying. Like,
that's grind.
I mean, of course, like I've said before, you're still young. You might not know too many people. You know, you guys are still in school. But I know a lot of people that have started businesses. You know, I have my homeboy Armando has his catering service and stuff like that, which low-key I'm looking to hire soon, you know, a little party. I've seen, you know, Angel has the detailing business. You know, a whole bunch of people have, you know, they're starting something, or at least they're trying something, you know.
Yeah, a lot of people, yeah.
And you got to give credit when you see them, you know, going out of their comfort zone. They're trying stuff. You got to give credit. You got to, bro, they're trying. You know?
Yeah, every time I see something like that, it's
and giving credit where it's due, that builds friendships, that builds respect. Like they see you, you know, they see you, you see them. That's respect right there. They're always gonna be there to help you. You'll be there to help them. That's the way to grow, you know. Like, you know, supporting other people's businesses, they're gonna support you, of course, you know. And I feel like that's very important. That's something for everybody, like here in Tulsa, to, you know, to think about. Being supportive, always be supportive. Like maybe even if you don't have anything right now, be supportive of somebody, you know. Eventually, when you have something, that person's gonna remember, bro. They're gonna be like, oh, this dude was support. Yeah, hell yeah, let's support, you know.
Facts.
And that's how you grow. And I feel like if everybody had that same mentality, bro, it'd be crazy. Like the amount of support and the growth for everybody would be crazy, you know. Yeah,
if everybody just helped each other out.
Yeah, but unfortunately, not a lot of people see that way. There's a lot of people that don't want to see you up. A lot of people that don't want to see you up just because they're not up, or they don't have anything going, and they don't think about it that way, bro. Like maybe they don't have anything right now, but later on they'll have something, and they're gonna wish they supported you, you know.
I feel like people focus too much on like, damn, he got it way sooner than I did, or he got it at that age and I'm still like here, and that's something that'll hold you back. That's something that'll like restrain you from who you're supposed to become, because it doesn't help in any way. Yeah.
One thing I wanted to ask Brian, because I was thinking about this barely this week, and I wanted you to talk about it, because we talked about it before, and it's something that I was thinking about. Like I literally had a conversation with myself about this,
Mm-hmm.
I was working and I was having a conversation with myself in my head, and I remembered that you had said something about this, about having no inner dialogue. And I wanted you to like just touch up on that. So like,
okay, so well, it had came out that like I think it was like a large amount of people that didn't have a
inner dialogue.
Yeah, inner dialogue. Basically, like you think, right? Like you'll think, like right now we're thinking, we're talking, like okay,
out loud. You're talking out loud.
Yeah, we're talking out loud, but like we'll be thinking, like as a human, you think of stuff. You think like, oh, like in your head, like, oh, I forgot to pay this, or oh, I'm gonna do this later with my friends, or you'll have like
I feel like, okay, for those that maybe don't know at all like what inner dialogue might be, think about whenever you're reading a book in silence.
Okay, yeah,
right.
Yeah.
You're reading a book and so reading whatever. You're reading something in silence, not actual like speaking. You read it. That voice that you hear in your head.
Yeah, it's like you.
That's you, right? So throughout the day, I tend to like talk to myself.
Yeah, that's
like I tend to talk to myself.
It's not even talking to yourself. That's literally just you talking in your head.
Yeah, just you talking, and that's inner dialogue.
Yeah, right? That's like you. The inner dialogue is you.
And Brian told me, I forgot how, it was a while back. He told me that he didn't have inner dialogue.
Okay, it's not that. It's not okay because people with there's like a large percentage of people with no inner dialogue.
Okay, hold on. I want to say one thing, and I noticed he's not lying because there'll be times I'll hear him like stuff that like in your head you'd say like, damn, I messed up. Or,
yeah, like
damn,
shit like
you say that stuff in your head, right? But Brian, he always says shit out loud. Like,
yeah,
even when he's alone, like you hear him like, bro, what the or something. He
I'm just like, what the like, okay, yeah, basically it came out that a large percent of people don't have an inner dialogue. Yeah, I'm like, I want to say I don't know the exact numbers because you could probably search it up. Like it's probably like around 40%, which is insane. So basically, like one in 3 people that you meet or like know in real life don't have a inner dialogue. Like let's say you have 4 people in your household. Out of those 4 people, one of those persons won't have an inner dialogue. So basically meaning like those people usually don't think. Okay, it's so hard to explain because for me, I obviously have an inner dialogue. I can think inside my head and like I can do a lot of things, right? That sounds like an NPC.
Okay, wait. I just looked it up, and it's not called inner dialogue. They call it inner monologue.
Inner monologue, yeah.
That's what they call it. And it says, not everyone experiences it.
Yeah.
Not everyone has it. And I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Imagine that. Like, imagine you see somebody and, like, it's just, like, blank. Their whole life in their head is blank. Like, that's insane.
I wouldn't say blank. I wouldn't say it's blank.
Yeah.
But I feel like instead of it being blank, they just say stuff out loud.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a form of it. Like a form of it is like saying it out loud. Like for example, that's what I experienced. Like obviously, I'll think inside my head, but sometimes there is times where like I will have no inner monologue, if that makes sense, and it'll be in the moment where I won't think like in my head, or I'll just be like in my room alone, be like
chilling.
Yeah, like
NPC. You're an NPC, bro.
That is kind of like an NPC moment, but like I'll be on my phone. I'll be like, what the fuck? Like I'll say something out loud, like in my head. Yeah, that basically like what an inner monologue is.
And it says inner dialogue is a frequent occurrence for only 30 to 50% of people. It says so some people don't have an inner voice.
That's crazy. Like. That's so crazy.
It says,
and like so, but like if you were to explain that to like a normal like or not a normal person, if you were to explain that to somebody that doesn't have it, obviously they wouldn't understand it. They'd be like, "What,
like, bro? This dude's crazy."
Yeah, like you think inside your head, like that's.
It says they tend to organize their thoughts more non-verbally, for example, by using pictures.
Yeah,
but I feel like to me that's still crazy. Like
yeah, because I also heard like think of a calendar, like in your head. Think of a calendar. What do you think of?
Like a calendar with pictures and the little boxes. One,
okay,
2, 3,
the
4,
little boxes.
Monday, Friday, yeah.
I'm not sure what the specific word is, but there's a group of people that don't think of a calendar like that. They'll think of it and they'll picture it going in a circular motion around them of each month. if that makes sense. Like May, June, going around them in a month. And like they'll choose the month they're in.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, huh?
Holy snap! That's crazy. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, like the whole mind is just weird.
Well, yeah,
brain is crazy.
And I'm gonna tell you guys why I thought about that. I thought about that because I noticed in our last podcast, I listened to it, and it was kind of hard to listen to. I'm not gonna lie. There was a lot of times where we would cut each other off.
Yeah.
And we weren't finishing our ideas and stuff like that. And I had some people tell me like it was kind of like they got kind of lost in the in the podcast. And I stopped to think like I wonder why. Sometimes because we're just talking. Sometimes I don't know what it is, but I feel like we just like to we like to ramble. We don't really pay attention to what we say or what we say, how we say, you know. And I was listening to a podcast, and this guy was talking about how he used to not be a good speaker at all. He used to not speak good, and then he started like basically just talking, just podcasts and like making videos, and eventually he became like a really good speaker.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you have like an inner dialogue, that helps you a lot. Like if you're just sitting there talking to yourself and like you basically learn how to construct better sentences and like you word things better, and it just I feel like maybe that's why I'm not gonna say I'm the best speaker because I'm not. But I definitely feel like I have like
like you think
I can think like clearly about what I want to say. Sometimes of course everybody messes up, but like I feel like that's what helps me. And I thought about that. I'm like maybe the reason why Brian is like has a harder time speaking
because he's an NPC.
Because he's an NPC. He doesn't have a inner monologue.
No. Yeah, I understand what you're talking about. Because there'll be times where like before, okay, and this is like I've noticed a lot of people are like this. Because even like there's a lot of people that are no SABO kids.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. So like,
hey, you're saying me,
but like, okay,
you're worse.
Oh yeah, but like even you like that I know is like a more higher like speaking fluent Spanish person, as in bilingual or something. Yeah. Like even you still sometimes like you'll ask like rarely but occasionally sometimes you'll be like, oh yeah, I don't know how to say that in Spanish, or like my mom would be like saying something and then be like, how do you say that, or
keep going off.
Okay, yeah, and so for my inner monologue, sometimes I'll be, before I say something out loud in Spanish, I'll think, okay, I'll pronounce the word in my head, I'll put it in a sentence, and then I'll say it. So in a way, I'm using my inner monologue. I'm thinking of like, okay, this is how you say it, and
this is how I'm gonna put it together.
Yeah, and even then, sometimes I still can't say it out loud. I'll blink out. I'll say it and it just doesn't come out right. I'm like, damn, I still fucked it up. Like being a no SABO kid nowadays is so fucked,
bro. Shout out to strawberry flavored sparkling beverage. Look, check this out. This thing is smack. 0 calories per serving, 10 calories per container, and no sugars. Smack. Anyway, let me tell you. You said I'm a no SABO kid because I be forgetting words. Okay. However, listen.
But like, okay.
No. My Spanish, I feel like my Spanish is good.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, I forget words, bro. But that doesn't make me a no SABO kid because listen, you forget words in English and Spanish, bro. You need to pick a language, bro. No, but listen, I feel like what makes you a no SABO kid is not. It's not like not knowing like a word or something. It's not being able to structure your sentences and like your phrases correctly in Spanish. Like like my grammar wise, I feel like I know, like I can structure
a word,
like a sentence like almost perfectly in Spanish. Even in English, like there'll be a lot of people that like even in English their grammar it's not that good, bro. Like, and I'll see it. I don't say shit though, but I'll see it and I'll be like,
in English, like what
in English. Like say the word example. Like for an apple.
Manzana.
For an apple, right? You're supposed to say an apple. There's a lot of people that say a apple.
Okay, but
that's structure. That's how you structure.
An apple or a apple. Wait.
You're not supposed to say a apple.
A apple.
No, you're not. You're supposed to say an apple.
Give me a apple.
An orange.
An orange. I mean, I was probably something else.
Like that, and that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like people don't know how to structure a sentence.
Yeah.
And like in Spanish, that makes you a no SABO kid, right? Not knowing how to structure. I feel like not knowing a word doesn't make you a no SABO kid.
Yeah, like as in what's that one word people struggle with? Even I struggle with it. Unos días or un día. Oh no. Okay, no. I know what it is. It's a las una.
A la una.
A la una or a las
that's
una.
What I'm talking about.
Exactly, yeah.
People say a las una.
Because even though I know it's a la una.
A la una.
You see, I almost butchered it.
And that I used to struggle with that too.
Yeah, even though I know it's a la una, there'll be times at work where I'm like, oh, a las una, and like the people that are just fluent straight Spanish, they'll look at me and they'll start laughing. I'm like, damn.
And that's being a no SABO kid.
Yeah,
like, you know. Not because like you forget a word, because there be some words I don't know. I'm like, and I'll be like, bro, like, and I'll just forget it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll know the word. Like say I read it, I'm reading. My parents will be like, hey, look, read this for me, translate. And I'll translate. I'll be translating, and I'll see the word. I know it in English, and I know what it means in Spanish, but I'll forget the Spanish word. Like it's not even that I forget it. I know the word. It just doesn't come to my mind.
Oh,
and I
okay.
struggle like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a test. We're about to see if you're a no SABO kid.
I probably am a no SABO kid. Bro.
Okay, I think you said this the other day. How do you say embarrassed in Spanish? How do you say embarrassed in Spanish?
Avergonzado. we saw this TikTok. I'm gonna put it up. I'm gonna put it up. Yeah. Where this guy asked, he's like, "Are you a no SABO kid?"
Yeah.
And then he's like, "How do you say embarrassed in Spanish?" And then he said embarazado, which the word is avergonzado. Yeah, and bro, those are funny to me, bro. Those TikToks are
cause like, yeah, you think about it, and you're like, cause I feel like if you know English or if you know Spanish, it should be really easy since we have the same ABCs. Since both languages have the same ABCs, it should be really easy to like not fluently, but like be able to understand and speak both.
Yeah, and they say that's usually one of the easier.
Yeah, like two of the easiest.
Yeah, Spanish and English. Like if you know Spanish or if you know English, it should be easy for you to learn like the pronunciations at least. And like knowing the pronunciation, you just learn how to put them together, and after that it's easy.
Yeah.
But I feel like regardless, I feel like learning how to put everything together is the most important. Like put structure and stuff like that. Yeah,
you were like trying to learn like let's say Chinese. That's something crazy. Like they have like what 100 alphabet, like 100 letter alphabet.
But they have a whole bunch like I don't know, bro. They have like the alphabet, and then they have like different like.
Yeah, and then they have like different traditional ways of speaking it.
Yeah. Like
they'll have like the traditional. They'll have like some side quest type shit, you know.
Side quest facts.
Yeah, it's just, but especially since English is the #1 most spoken language in the world.
Spoken. Come on, boy. We talking about it right now.
That's because, especially right now, since I don't got the inner monologue.
NPC. For those of you who don't know, an NPC, have you guys ever played like any video game, right? An NPC is like literally one of just those characters that are walking around. Like
yeah, like a little
GTA. There's a lot of people that don't know. Yeah, like a robot character that's just walking around the streets, bro. That's what an NPC is. That's what Brian is. No inner dialogue, nothing. Yeah, but we are at 48 minutes.
Already?
Yeah, already. That's quick. I don't want to make them too long because last one it took forever to edit, bro. But
yeah,
just something slight so you guys can listen to while you guys work, while you guys clean. Yeah, I feel like you guys should try listening to us whenever you guys are cleaning or just chilling.
Yeah, especially podcasts. Podcasts are like, because right now the world is surrounded by short form entertainment. Yeah, where like everything's so quick. That's why TikTok is perfect for like the world right now.
Yeah,
because you can
like short videos,
watch
shorts, reels.
20-second video, be entertained for 20 seconds, swipe and again be entertained for so long just on 20 seconds, different content all the time.
Before we end, I forgot. We told people to leave questions, and we did get a question. I'm gonna put this towards the end because for a lot of people who don't really understand it, it might get a little boring. Mm-hmm. But we got a question from David.
Oh, really?
He asked, "Is crypto the way?" I'm gonna let Brian start off before I go into it.
Is crypto the way? I feel like any network, or how would you put that? Any Wi-Fi? Would that be considered like Wi-Fi money?
Wi-Fi money?
Yeah, as in like
digital.
Or digital. Okay, yeah,
okay,
my bad. Yeah, you could put digital. Anything digital is the way. Because as of like right now, what's going on with BRICS, anything digital would probably be the way. As in, the U.S. dollar won't be around, but digital currency will always be around. What did you say? Crypto? Yeah, like crypto will always be around.
Cryptocurrency.
Because it's used for everything.
All right, David. I think, bro, I definitely think crypto is the way, but is not the way. After the stuff that happened with Sam Bankman-Fried, is that his name?
Yeah, where they pulled the money out.
SBF, where he basically, I don't know what they did. Where like
people got scared.
Basically, what it was Sam Bankman-Fried, SBF. He was he created a company basically where like it was like a coin transfer. So basically, you would give them money and they would give you tokens, right? Mm-hmm. But what they were doing is that you were paying them money, but they were like. Basically, it was like a fraud.
Yeah,
they were scamming. They were like taking the money and using it for like their own shit and stuff like that. And they went big. They went.
Yeah, it was a bunch of like young adults. Yeah, it was everybody in like under their 30, and they were all nerds. Like think of, they said that they had to call him like in a conference call, where they were asking like a bunch of serious questions, and in the background you could hear him like tapping on his keyboard playing. And they said that he was playing like a Skyrim or something.
Yeah, he was playing like League of Legends. It was like a serious ass questions, like investigations. Yeah, and that motherfucker's on playing games on his PC.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean he's young. Insane. He's young. It's a young kid.
Yeah.
But like I feel like the stuff that they were doing because they created FTX and stuff. Like they basically scammed people. They were like
they scammed like billion. I think they started reaching billions.
Like billions, billions of dollars. And like after all that, like that also had a big impact on the market.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
And I feel like after that, bro, people just lose confidence in like they don't want to put their money into that.
Yeah.
And regardless, though, I feel like it had a big impact and it went down. But regardless, it's still gonna be. Like crypto's still gonna be there, especially with what you were saying about how I don't think the dollar is gonna disappear, but but like how everybody else like wants to basically knock down the U.S. currency, that crypto's gonna be
like digital will always, as long as the world is around. Like let's say if an asteroid doesn't hit and we just don't blow up, because if something was to have what is it called, like the solar rays, like something that'll knock out all the electricity for years and like set us back to like the Stone Ages or whatever. Mm-hmm. If that is never to happen, technology will be around forever, right?
Yep.
So that means digital will always be the move. You're most likely to buy something off of the internet now than to go actually to the store and buy it. So
and again, I feel like crypto that's a hard.
Yeah,
it's a difficult question because it is the move and it's not the move. Like, it's risky. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be risky. Like you put money into it, it's gonna go down. I feel like, but regardless, it's a good investment if you have money to put into it. Even if you don't, you put a little bit of money into it, enough for in case it does blow up. You'll have some.
A little share.
But I feel like. I feel like for now it's still, even though it's been here, like crypto's been here for a while now, and it went up, it reached its peak, came back down.
Yeah.
I feel like we're still at the very beginning of like.
Yeah, digital. Oh yeah, we're way too early to like. People don't even know what we'll be seeing in like the next 5 years.
Yeah, I feel like we're still at the beginning stages of what like the rest of the stuff that we're gonna see. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like it's. I feel like that's so hard to like.
Yeah, he should have asked. He should have asked this question like 2 years from now, where I'm more.
Well, actually, that's good. Because 2 years from now, we'll come back and we'll be like, yeah, remember that question that David asked?
Yeah, you should have invested.
Nah, I mean, I have some money in crypto. I'm sure he does too still.
Mhm.
And but yeah, I mean, it's a risk, that's for sure. So who knows? Maybe not.
Great question though.
Definitely.
Fire.
So like, yeah, for real. Just drop down some questions, guys. We'll definitely put them in the next ones. Those are good conversation starters that we can go off about. And even if we don't know much, we'll look it up. We'll look into it. You know,
Yeah.
stuff that you guys might want to hear. But guys, as we come to this end, just want to say thank you to everybody who listens, who shares. There's a few people that have been there every single episode. They're pushing. And I told Brian, like the first episode, I told him like.
Yeah.
Like we dropped
I still remember it too.
We dropped it and it was like 600, 700 views. He was like, "Oh shit, bro, we got so much
motion." I was like, "Oh, we got motion going."
And I told him, I was like, "Yeah, right now it's the first episode. That's always when you're gonna have
the most support.
When you first start something, you're gonna have the most support. After that, it's gonna go down and down and down. You're gonna get less views and less views, and eventually it'll go back up." But right now, like our views started going down because of course
I also didn't share the last episode.
Yeah, it was a weird upload. We uploaded Sunday, but it ended up like uploading like Monday morning. I don't know.
We uploaded it like Monday morning at like 4 a.m., which is like a weird time to upload.
Damn.
What?
My phone is dead.
Bruh.
Yeah. That's alright. Fuck it. Whatever.
We're gonna have to end it on my face again.
Again. God damn. I need to charge my phone, bro. You guys need to remind me to charge my phone. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know how long it's been dead for though.
Damn.
Yeah. It was like 30% battery, so I'm sure it should have lasted.
Cool minute. Okay, we're just in there.
Probably like 35 minutes, 45 minutes. The rest of you guys are just gonna hear Brian. I didn't even fucking realize. I'm sorry, guys. I promise next one I'll be the face of the podcast for the whole time. No, but we'll end it here, guys. I'm sorry you guys are not gonna be able to see my face.
Yep.
We're gonna leave you guys.
No, actually, thank you, my lord.
Dickhead. All right, people. We're gonna let you go. For those who didn't see, look, check this out. Go try it. For that. Perfect. All right, guys. We're gonna leave you guys. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Unbreakable Bonds. This is episode 4. Please stay tuned for episode 5. We will be here next week.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.